Welcome to this course on Introduction to the Python Programming and its Application.
In this lecture, we will going to tell you how to divide the data into the training and testing part.
So what we have done till now is that we have installed the PyCaret. Then we have talked about the data repository, that how we can import the data set from the PyCaret, and we have also seen the list of data set that are available in the PyCaret. Then what we have done, we have loaded the data set from the PyCaret and we have used the iris data set in the PyCaret. And the next thing which we have to do is that we have to split the data. Okay, so splitting of a data is one of the important tasks which we have to do. Okay, because whenever we are using the concept of a machine learning, so we have to train the machine. Okay, from this data set. So in general, we are talking about the splitting of a data set. So first we will going to understand what are the basic concept we are using for the splitting of a data set. So whenever we are talking about the data, in general, we divide this data into the two part. Okay, one is known as the train and another one is known as the test. So when we are talking about the training of a data, the thumb rule say that, okay, we have to divide the data 70% of a data as a training data and 30% of our data as a test data. Or sometimes it also say that, okay, I want to divide the 80% data as a trained data and 20% data as a test data. So these are the training and the testing condition which we have to follow. For example, if we are talking about the iris data. So in the iris data set, how many samples we have got? We have got 150 samples. Okay, so if I take the 70% of this 150, 70% of the 150 and the 30% of the 150, so what will be my output? My 70% of 150 will be my 105 and 30% of the 150 will be my 45. That means I have to divide this data into the two part. Okay, so the my training data will be 105 samples I have got, so I'm writing here. Okay, so I will be using the 105 samples for my training data and I will be having 45 as my test data. So whatever the data set you have got, you have to divide the data according to the 70% for the training and 30% for the testing, or 80% for the training and the 20% for the testing, depending upon the what you are using. I have a data and I'm putting it into the data, and iris underscore one was my data which I have used, and I will be taking the sample from it. So I will be writing the sample iris one dot sample, and what is the fraction size I have to take? Okay, I will be using the 70%. 70% means we have to give it the fraction form. So 1 means 100% and 0.7 means 70%. So I will be giving the fraction equal to 0.7. Okay, this will be my fraction. And what I want that there should be the random sample of the items. Okay, so it should return the random sample. So I will be using the random underscore state equal to 1. And what I want that, okay, whatever the data which we have taken in this iris samples. Okay, so the 70% of our data, whatever the data it has selected randomly, it will go into the data. And then we have got a data unseen, so I'm writing it as a data unseen equal to iris underscore one dot drop. I want to drop whatever the random state which we have taken, whatever the samples which is not been selected out of that 150 should come into the data unseen. So I'm writing iris underscore one dot drop, and then I'm writing data dot index. Okay, so whatever the data indexing value which is not coming into the data will be drop out and it will go into the data unseen. Okay, so I will going to run it. If I just see the data unseen, let me run it. So now you can see that I'm getting the data unseen like this 0, 1, 3, 7, 8, 13, 20. Okay, so you can see that these indexing, I'm not getting the proper indexing of it. I have got a 0, then I have got 1, then 3, and then 7, and all like this. What I want this indexing should be done in proper way. So I will be writing a command data dot reset underscore index. Okay, data dot reset underscore index, and then I want to drop equal to true, comma in place equal to true, and then I will do the same thing for the unseen data. So data underscore unseen dot reset underscore index, and then I'm writing this drop equal to true, in place equal to true. Okay, so let me run this first. Now I will going to run this data unseen again and try to see how my data unseen look like. Now you can see, now my data unseen is starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what we have done, we whatever the random indexing which we were getting, that was not a random indexing, but that was a random data selection indexing. That random data selection indexing which we have done, we have reset the indexing. Now we have got this 0, 1, 2, 3. What we have done here, we have reset the index. Okay,